Crimson.
And this is Swan. And we'd love to know what you think of the stories.
Even if it's bad.
So leave us a comment.
Or give us a thumbs up.
Thank you.
It lies in wait amidst your dreams, where nothing is ever how it seems. It is a portal to a terrifying world beyond the doorway to nightmare. Come in. Welcome. I'm your host, Artemis Black. Orson Welles once said, "We are born alone, we live alone, we die alone. Only through our love and friendship can we create the illusion, for the moment, that we are not alone."
Stan, what is going on with Fred?
That's what I've been trying to find out for the last week.
Fred, where are you?
See? He doesn't even materialize anymore. And wait until you hear this. Fred, how about a creaking door?
What is that?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Our mystery drama, Hauntings Love Story, was written especially for Doorway to Nightmare by Crimson McKenzie and Winslow Swan. Our stars include William Stafford, Crimson McKenzie, Annie Mick, Dave Arkipov, Winslow Swan, and Mark Wheeler. I'll be back shortly with Act 1. "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all," said Alfred Lord Tennyson. "But can love transcend this earthly plane of existence?"
Dan, I'm home.
Thank God for that.
What's going on?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, what has Fred done this time? Do we need to call control?
That's just it. Fred hasn't done anything for the last week.
What? Something has got to be wrong.
Maybe he's just resting. Remember the burglars that got in here the other night?
How could I forget? They broke in, Fred did something, and the police found them outside laughing their heads off.
One of the detectives said that two men said they heard birds singing and romantic music playing. They thought it was such a funny burglar alarm they couldn't help laughing.
Well, something has definitely been up with Fred. Ever since we took that trip to Stanfield.
I thought Fred would like a haunted house tour.
So did I. But remember how quiet he was on the way back?
Never heard a peep out of him.
Have you tried talking to him, like man to man, or rather man to ghost?
I haven't seen him for a week. Don't get me wrong, I like the quiet, but even I am a little worried.
Hey, Fred! Come on out and be sociable. Fred?
See what I mean?
That does not sound like our Fred.
That's the only sound he does make now. Listen to this. Hey, Fred, give Dot a good old-fashioned banshee scream.
Now I know that something is definitely wrong. Fred, get out here.
Yes.
Hey, come on. What's wrong?
No, I don't think that you would understand.
Why don't you try us?
I don't want to bother you two with my problems. Besides, you're so happy together, and I'm always a nuisance.
Now stop that right now. You are as much a part of this family as anyone.
Sure, you can tell us anything.
It's just a little embarrassing, that's all.
Did Nosy Nellie see you doing something?
Oh, no, Stan. I've been very careful.
None of the neighbors have called complaining about any noises lately, so what's the matter?
I have fallen in love.
Well, he can't have her. I've already had to put up with one ghost wanting Millie.
Now, Jack, let's hear them out.
Oh no, Mr. Carson, it's not Millie.
Well, then, that's all right. I remember last Christmas when...
You promised not to bring that up again.
Sorry, hon. So who is Fred in love with?
Who else? It's another ghost.
We took a road trip last week to a haunted house tour. We thought that Fred would like to get away for a bit.
Naturally, there was a graveyard across from the house, and apparently Fred saw something, or rather someone.
In the middle of the day?
That's what I said. Fred told me that he could see all kinds of spirits any time of the day or night.
So who did he see?
If you don't mind, I'm gonna let Fred explain.
You mean he's here? Well, why didn't you say so?
He didn't want to be a bother.
Fred, are you here?
Hi, Millie. Hi, Jack.
Now, Fred, what's all this about?
Don't you remember falling in love, Jack?
Like it was yesterday.
Well, I've fallen in love with the most beautiful, angelic creature on the ethereal plane.
Do you have any idea who she is? Or was?
We didn't go near the cemetery, remember? And I was afraid to ask if we could.
So, you don't even have a name?
No, not even a name. And she probably doesn't even know I exist.
Then the problem is solved. Just go back out there.
Falling in love at first sight is a rather rare feeling, but I like to believe that it actually does happen. But for a ghost? I'll be back shortly with Act 2. John Lennon wrote, "All you need is love." Jane Austen wrote, "To love is to burn, to be on fire." And Betty Davis wrote, "Pleasure of love lasts a moment. Pain of love lasts a lifetime."
Are we there yet?
You've been asking that every 5 minutes. No, Fred, not yet.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just a little anxious. Are we there yet?
Will you stop it? We will be there in just a few minutes.
Then maybe we can put this to rest. Do you remember where you saw her?
Well, I'm not really sure. I think it was over there.
By that angel statue?
We were across the street at the house, so I'm not really sure where.
Dot, do you hear that?
Yes, Stan. I hear that. Fred, is that her?
I think so. Wait! There she is!
Fred, it's daytime. We can't see her.
Wait, don't go!
Fred, what's going on?
She's going into that crypt over there.
Let's go take a look.
Peggy Ann Snow, born October 13th, 1924. Died December 13, 1944. Oh, how sad. She was only 20 years of age.
Well, Fred, why don't you introduce yourself?
Do you think I should?
Of course you should.
I wouldn't know what to say.
Hello, for a start. Just tell her who you are and that you saw her last week.
But don't be creepy about it.
Well, okay. Hello? Are you there? I'm looking for, Peggy. Peggy Ann Snow?
Go on, Fred. Tell her something about yourself.
Oh, okay, Dorothy. Well, I'm Frederick Washington Davis. Fred to my friends. I live, well, not live, since I died a long time ago, so now I stay with my friends. This is Stan and Dorothy Peters.
Please make your acquaintance.
Hi there.
I told you I wasn't very good at this.
I think that you're wonderful and cute.
Cute? You think I'm cute? Really?
I saw you last week. I was hoping that you would come back.
Stan, why don't we leave them alone for a little bit?
We'll be out in the car, Fred, whenever you're ready.
Isn't it romantic?
It's definitely different.
Our little ghost has a girlfriend.
Dorothy, did you think I was cute when we first met?
Of course not, Stan.
Gee, thanks a lot.
I thought that you were quite handsome. Well, how did it go, Fred?
Oh, not very well.
Don't feel bad. I'm sure there are plenty of ghosts in the sea.
Oh, no, it isn't that. Oh, she's wonderful. We actually have a lot in common.
But you died over 100 years before she was born. What could you possibly have in common?
She fell down a well, too.
Guess you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, there's only one problem.
I'm sure that anything can be solved.
No way!
Oh, but Stan, it's not a big problem.
Fred, I'm just gonna have to side with Stan on this one. There's just no way we can drive up to the cemetery every day so that you can see Peggy.
It's over 2 hours away.
I understand.
Great. Now we have a lovesick ghost to deal with.
Maybe there is something that we can do.
Do you have a suggestion? Wait, don't answer that.
Why not?
Because whatever it is, I'm not going to like it.
You just let me make one phone call to Control.
Dorothy, how good it is to hear from you again.
That's Mrs. Peters. Settle down, Control. Now, how are things there?
Oh, everything is all right here. I'm seeing someone from the accounting department. How is everything there?
Well, we do have a small problem which I'm sure that you will be able to help us with.
All you have to do is ask.
Fred has fallen in love with another ghost.
And you want to move her into your home. I can expedite
Oh, no. They just met. You see, she's in a graveyard about 2 hours away, and
well, that does present a problem.
What do you mean?
If she is in sanctified ground, then she cannot be transferred. The rules are very specific about that.
That is gonna kill Fred.
That would be a neat trick, as I cannot understand how he could be even more dead.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Do you know the name of the cemetery and the soul in question?
It's Morningside, about 2 hours away from us, and her name is Peggy Ann Snow.
Well, let me see. I think that I may have a solution to this little quandary.
Dorothy smiles as she listens to the solution that Control has come up with. But as he continues, she begins to worry. I'll be back shortly with Act 3. Dorothy Peters has just received information from Control about our lovelorn ghost, Fred. She is now in the living room talking with her husband Stan and Fred.
I can see the look on his face even now.
It's not funny, Stan.
But do you think they will do it?
I don't know, Stan. What do you think?
Now, wait a minute. If you think that I'm going to be the one to ask my boss, Jack Carson, to house a ghost, you're out of your mind.
Don't you think that they would?
Well, what did Control tell you, Dorothy?
It seems that Morningside has been bought by some realty company. They're having to move all of the graves to a new location.
And where will that be?
2 streets down from the Carsons?
Well, at least she will be closer.
But that's not the best part. Since they're moving the entire graveyard, she will be pulled from the sanctified ground and for a brief period can be considered a roving spirit.
Which means that she is eligible to be transferred. Oh, Stan, please.
No, I'm not going to ask.
Stanley Peters, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Me?
You have a chance to help out our wonderful ghost who has been so great and ran off burglars and
Destroyed the kitchen, got Millie drunk, and wild parties.
that's beside the point.
I'll ask them, but you are going to be there too. So you see, Mr. Carson, we were wondering if perhaps you and Millie would consider taking Peggy and Snow.
Oh, it is so nice to see 2 people in love.
Millie, they are ghosts.
Which makes it even more wonderful.
We don't even know this Peggy.
Oh, well, she is the most wonderful, gentle, free spirit.
Your opinion doesn't count, Fred. Look, I get the fact that you're in love, but you are a little biased.
Jack, we heard her. I did some research on her and she died when she was only 20 years old. Rather tragic. She never married or even had a boyfriend. Fred really is her first love.
That is the most beautiful thing I have ever heard.
Millie, you're not thinking.
And Fred can come over any time to see her.
Or she could come over to our place.
Jack, do you get the feeling that we are being overruled?
Stan, as soon as we said I do, our vote never counted again.
So, will you take her in?
It will be an honor.
Fred, she's not like a banshee or vampire or anything like that.
Oh, no, Jack, nothing like that. Just your ordinary run-of-the-mill ghost. Like me.
Fred, there is no one like you.
You will be happy to know that Peggy Ann Snow did transfer to the Carsons, and her and Fred see each other as often as possible. I'll be back shortly with a final word. I believe that I can sum up our little play with a quote from J.R.R. Tolkien. I would rather spend one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone. Our cast included William Stafford, Crimson McKenzie, Dave Arkipov, Annie Mick, Mark Wheeler, and Winslow Swan. The play was written and edited by Crimson McKenzie and Winslow Swan, and directed by Winslow Swan. And now, a preview of our next tale.
You have to destroy it.
Don't you think that I have tried?
Then try harder.
You don't understand, Paul. It's a miracle. Can't you see that? Martin and I created a miracle.
Claire, what you and Marty created is an abomination.
This is your host, Artemis Black, inviting you to return with us through the doorway to nightmare for another adventure into the world of your terrifying imagination. Until next time, slumber peacefully. Epilogue. The butler did it.